These support modules are year-specific and offered in both conventional and LS outlet configurations. The modules come pre-assembled except for the overflow tank. We leave that off so you can place it in the perfect spot on the driver's side fill panel. I'll put links to everything, including a transcript of this video, in the description below. Today's subject is a very original 52,000 mile 1955 Chevy Bel Air. The owner of the car has an LS swap planned, so we will just be installing the radiator support module and not doing a full installation. To begin the removal of the radiator support, you will need to disassemble the junction connector and wires used for the horns and lights. Once the wires have been disconnected, pull them through the radiator support panel. Remove the bolts to disconnect the voltage regulator. Remove the radiator hose clamps and disconnect the two transmission cooler lines if equipped. Remove the 4 bolts that hold the radiator in, followed by the radiator. To loosen the radiator support filler panels, we need to gain access to the wheel wells by removing the front wheels. Remove 6 filler panel bolts on each side. Next, from under the car, remove the bottom hood latch support bolt and the radiator support spacer bolts. These have tabs that need to be bent out of the way so the bolts can be removed. Retain or replace the gaskets and spacers. These will be reinstalled with the new support. Remove the hood latch and hood latch bracket. To remove the final 2 lower radiator support spacer bolts, we will need to go inside the engine bay and bend these 2 tabs up before pushing the bolts up from below. Since our new setup has electric fans, we'll ditch this mechanical fan. Our Cold Case dual fan setup uses 2 14-inch fans with a total of 3600 CFM to keep your ride cool. Lastly, remove the inner fender bolts on both sides and the support will slide out. As a precaution, we used a brace bar between the fenders, but it wasn't necessary. As mentioned earlier, the Cold Case support module is moved forward from stock to give you maximum clearance for big blocks and serpentine belt drives. Removal of the inner hood brace rods will be necessary if so equipped. For 1956 and 57 models, the factory latch plate and bracket work just fine. Begin your installation by bolting the 2 fender brackets to the top support crossbar using the supplied countersink cap screws. The brackets will need to be facing the engine side with the beveled surface facing inward. Now it's time to drop in your new Cold Case aluminum radiator support kit. This will go easier if you have a buddy help. Line up the inner fender brackets to the tops of the fenders and hand tighten the 4 bracket bolts. Using the retained spacers and gasket, install the bolts that anchor the support to the car frame under the car. Set the height of the support at the top of the fenders and shim the difference at the bottom. We have included extra shims if needed. If you have the entire front clip off the car, this will only be a starting point and will require adjustment to set your gaps properly. If you are installing a 1955 support module with our optional AC condenser kit, you will need a new hood latch. This is due to the support being moved forward over 1 inch from stock. We recommend Eddy Motorsports part number MS274-40. Again, this is for 1955 modules only and not required for 56 and 57. Install the hood latch support, and bolts. Again, don't be surprised if you need to make adjustments to the front end alignment. We were lucky with our installation and only minor hood and latch adjustments were needed. For those with the entire front end disassembled, assemble all components before setting your gaps to get the best fit. As you can see, our Cold Case support modules are a major upgrade to the looks and function of any Tri-5 Chevy. Keep in mind, this is just an overview of the major steps needed to install one of these units. We left out some of the details, like attaching the support fill panels to the inner fenders, hooking up the hoses, filling the system, and powering the fans, but those are minor compared to what we covered today in the video. For more information on our Tri-5 rad support kits, check out our website coldcaseradiators.com or call 844-REAL-COLD. Check the description below for product links and get your ride cold case cooled today.